Janessa has always been a role model for me and someone to this day I still admire. No matter how many times I would drive her crazy, write her name on the wall by the expo board instead of mine, thinking my parents would get her in trouble and not me, or yelled at her to be quiet while she was constantly singing and dancing her heart out around the house.
I was old enough at the time to realize that I had a new and important responsibility, to be a role model to my little brother. I tried my best throughout my life to be someone that he could look up to, and I wasn't always successful, mostly because he's taller than me. But it meant a lot to me, and it still does, to have the privilege of being your older brother.
People always seem to talk about the mother of the bride and how hard it is for the mother to lose her daughter on the wedding day. Well, it truly is an emotional day for the father as well. I mean, think about it. What if I'm watching a Browns game and the fire stick goes out and Natalie's not home to reprogram it? What am I going to do? What if I have to send an important email and attach something to it and they're not home to help me? Wow, this is worse than I thought.
Janessa has always shown me love. I have always strived to be like her, so much so that as adults, I took a job at the same company as her.
Now, every man here can attest to the fact that Nicholas is someone like no other. Today, Nick, Judy, and I get to carry the title of best man. But every other day, Nicholas, you're the best man that I know.
Janessa had a virtual Christmas party playing bingo, and she invited Nick, and of course me, as their official third wheel, to join. We sat in our parents' kitchen, and Nick and I were bored out of our minds. Rather than playing bingo, we were seeing who could build the highest tower out of Cheerios, and we're driving Janessa crazy. It was in those moments that I knew by spending the rest of her life with Nick, Janessa would never have to feel the void of not always having an annoying little sister living with her, because she was going to marry someone that could annoy her just as well as I can.
When Uncle Armin became a butcher at Heinen's, he didn't know anything about being a butcher. But he took it upon himself to learn the industry, and they right away put him in charge of the whole meat department. Now, a year ago, I don't know what you knew about running a housing development, but in such a short time, you've been put in charge of your own development. I can't help but see how much you're like him in your courage to take on new challenges, your eagerness to learn something new, and your perseverance that will take you very far. Uncle Armin's success did not come from his expertise. It came because he understood people, and so do you.
The advice I have for you two as you get married and begin this adventure together, and trust me, it will be quite an adventure at times, is don't sweat the small stuff. No matter how bad something may seem, it could always be worse. And focus on your family and don't blink, because before you know it, it will be gone. It will be over.
Nicholas, I will always be your older brother. And just like when we were young, I will always be there to try to make you laugh and to pick you up if you should fall. And I promise that I will always strive to be someone that you can look up to. But more often than not nowadays, I look at my little brother and the man that you've become, and I think to myself, someday, I hope to be just like you.
I love you both so much, and I'm so grateful I get to watch this life we're building together. Nick, welcome to the family. If everyone could please join me in raising a glass to the bride and groom. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Geronimo.
To Nicholas and Janessa Geronimo.
I'm sure this will be a wonderful journey together, and I'm truly looking forward to this adventure. Congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Geronimo.